Hey, how you doing? Want some water? Here, take this one. I don't know if you've heard, but there's actually been a brand new tier list in Grand Summoners. Now, we used to have an OG tier list, which was on this site, but it's been taken down because they're working on this new one. And overall, I kind of like the layout of it for the most part. I think it's kind of weird with some placement. I don't agree with everything. Like Kirisame being the best taunt tank in the game and he's only considered strong is kind of a little you know? I feel like if you're the best in something, you should probably be in S tier, but that's just like how my mind works. However, the way they did the nuking tier list, I think is leagues better than how they did the regular tier list. They give a very brief description of why that character is good, and I think that should be kind of transferred throughout all of the tier list. But this isn't the entire topic of this video. The best thing a tier list does for you is that you are instantly able to see who's good and bad, so you know there's no way you are investing into a bad unit. This is an absolute lifesaver in games where it is very resource intensive and you can't max every single character as soon as you start playing. You have to kind of plan out how you want to allocate your resources. You're able to determine if you should summon for a unit based on the tier list as well, which is kind of a little bit controversial for a lot of people. I'm kind of in the realm of summoning for favorites and some meta characters here and there, but some people just exclusively summon for favorites and maybe only go for like the anniversary character. Either way, if you want to be extremely careful with your summon currency, you could use the tier list as a baseline, but not a gospel though. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm getting too ahead of myself. That's a little bit later. Being able to have a tier list that also lists out like the strengths of a unit so you can kind of understand what makes this unit great and you can look for similarities maybe in other characters. Of course, I know not every tier list does this because this is an incredible time sink whoever is working on it is going to have to do. It doesn't matter what form you do it through either. If you do it through a Google Doc and take this route, it's going to take you hours. If you do it through videos, but then you got an odds tier list video on your hands. There are a lot of bad to tier lists too. It can limit learning the game for a lot of different people, because I'm pretty sure we've all seen them. You've seen them, haven't you? You know what I'm about to say, and you know you're out there like, oh my god, he's gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. People become tier list Andes. They only play by the tier list. These guys are the best in every situation, and there should be no way you should ever think of using anyone else. But here's the craziest part to that, ladies and gentlemen. Certain games have different gimmicks, different stages, different mechanics that you have to account for. And sometimes these stage mechanics will counter some of the best characters in the game. Like if you have the best critical damage dealer in the game, that's cool, but what happens if a boss comes out that can't be crit? What do you do then? And now you're panicking because you've been a tier list and you've been following it to a T and you don't even understand the basics of team building in your game. And now you're getting upset, getting mad. The quote unquote best character in the game is not doing it for you. And the worst part is you don't even know what the best character does, because you didn't read the kit. This right here is the spiral that tier list Andes go down. It's kind of incredible to me how a lot of people just throw units on the team. They just kind of throw the entire kit or even trying to learn the kit to the wayside. Because like, are you trying to enjoy the game at all? Or are you just trying to beat all the content in the game just to say you've played it, but did you even like experience the game? Like, don't tell me you're a reverse 1999 player and you skip every cutscene. You do understand what's the main appeal of this game, right? If the tier list hasn't been updated in a very long time, or if the person who made the tier list may not be as knowledgeable as the person watching may think, it could mislead them into thinking that, oh, this unit is good, and in reality that unit may not be as good as they were told. Gacha games are constantly evolving. We're getting new updates, new units, and sometimes even brand new mechanics. So even if a unit was really good a year ago, it doesn't necessarily mean that unit's going to be just as good a year later, because power creep is a real issue in these games. Or let's say like a brand new game comes out. I'm almost positive this is going to happen very soon with Kaiju number 8. I'm pretty sure we're going to see like a day one tier list, and I don't know if there's been like closed beta tests and everything for this, but if there's not been, I guarantee you we're going to see a day one tier list of relatively limited information of just, oh, this is what seems good at the current moment. But 6 months down the line, if that game actually does well, we may see that that initial tier list was just completely wrong. And the last one, which is a very big one. It could kill the enjoyment of the game for you or cause you to never start a game that you're actually interested in. You've been playing this game for years on end. You've loved the story, you've loved the characters, you thoroughly enjoy the game, but you got shafted and you didn't get the new meta unit, which means now you uninstall. Or, completely opposite end of the spectrum, you never start the game because the top unit hasn't come back on a banner yet. You've been waiting a year, by the way. Which for these two things, I guess I can kind of see it, especially if you've been saving up all your currency, you've been using all your time playing this game and trying to make sure that you can acquire this unit, and you couldn't. Which I would say in most cases this doesn't happen nowadays. I mean, maybe it still does if you didn't save up like pity, but if your game has pity, then you should be able to get the character that you want in most cases. Unless you're playing like Fate, because you need a lot of saints to actually do that. But it's also one thing that you need to like take note of, or just ask yourself, did you actually need that character? Like, are you able to still clear a lot of the content in the game and enjoy the game? Are you struggling in content? Is it like that guy is the be all end all? Or is it possible that you're pretty okay for the time being and probably for the next few months or even year, and that unit wouldn't have buffed up your account's power too much? This is all something to take into account whenever you've been playing the game for a while before you eventually click that uninstall button. And if you're brand new or looking to get into a game, I would say just start whenever somebody comes out that you think is cool. Take Reverse 1999 for an example. I just recently started playing this game and I'm absolutely loving it. I'm going to be having a review on this game soon, but the reason why I started playing it, it had the Assassin's Creed collab. It literally came out of nowhere and it was with my favorite character from Assassin's Creed, Ezio. Which to me, he's the only protagonist that really counts from the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. So I was extremely hyped to be able to use him. I got him, been playing with him, had a great time. Sure, I don't have all of the other meta characters that I probably need to make this guy insane, but I'm having a good time right now. And I'm hoping that over time these units come back or new units come out that is going to make my Ezio a bit stronger. If I could wrap this all up in a nice little bow though, here's what I would say about my thoughts on all of it, from tier lists to everything else that I've discussed in this video. It's always been weird considering that, yes, it's nice to have a strong unit, but in most cases you never need that unit to do actual content, unless you're doing stuff like ranking modes, in-game content, or you're playing more of a PvP game, then you may need certain characters to counter other characters. I also believe that tier list hinders people from finding a favorite character or using a unit that they would otherwise really enjoy. I will say that this idea and experience cannot be transferred to every single gacha game, because some games will require you to have the new best unit in order to even clear certain pieces of content. Hopefully you're playing a game that's a bit more loose and, more free when it comes to team building and using different characters in the game, so you can just use some of your faves. But of course, gacha games being gacha games, there are times where even the best developers in the world won't use someone for the new shiny character, and they're gonna let it be known in whatever the hardest piece of content is now. The main thing is, this video is just a disclaimer. To all my friends looking to get into a new gacha, or even some of the vets in the community that may follow a tier list like it's gospel, remember, at the end of the day, it's a game. And to have fun. Tier lists are okay in gachas, and I don't believe they should go away. It's nice that we can measure the performance of each unit and categorize them on a list that anyone can glance at and instantly know if their unit is good or bad. Just be careful not to turn off your brain when it comes to everything else the game you're playing has to offer. If you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend check out this video right here. It's talking about some of my favorite games that I've ever played in the gacha scene. If that sounds interesting to you, click on that and I'll meet you over there. But before you leave, don't forget to drink water.